All right, guys. So I'm having an issue with this door panel. This actual lock wants to get stuck. Right now it's working, but I've been locked out of the truck where I've had to climb in through my passenger seat, which for somebody trying to look cool is definitely not a good look. So anyway, not that I'm trying to look cool, but anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and replace that. Starts with taking off this door panel. Thankfully, the Ford makes it fairly easy because there's a bolt behind this, a bolt behind that, and then two bolts down below that we'll show you in just a second. But if you want to use any kind of pick tool, any non-marring tool to get underneath there, it's a helpful thing to do, is to just grab it underneath and pull out. Let's see. And it looks like gotta be the non-marring tool. Let me go grab one of those. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got my pick now. Just gonna go in there and pull that out, just like that. And the bolt you'll be able to see in there in just a second. Same thing down here. Got another part right here, and we'll get that out here. Just basically pick that out. And you can see that that's another little hex head bolt right there. And we'll get both of those out. I'm gonna put these parts right in the cup holder just so I don't forget where I put them. So I'm gonna take those bolts out, and then we'll move down to the two that are down below. I'm basically just using a little magnetic nut driver here on the end of my Makita. And this one's a little bigger. Yep, hang on just one second. This one's bigger than the other ones. Hang on. Get those. That's set down here. Gonna be our green one. Yep. All right. Okay, same thing. I'm gonna put those down in the cup holder. Okay, so I got those two out of the way. I know the ones on the bottom are smaller, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch to that. And then let's go ahead and drop the camera down to that height so we can see that action, okay? Okay, so you can see that there's a bolt right here and another one, same general area, right up here. And so I'll get those two out real quick. Cup holder goes. Okay, so now put that whole thing there in the cup holder. So now we should just be able to lift the door up and it'll come out just like that. And you see that's actually pretty easy for a door panel. So I'm going to show you how to unhook that, so hang on 2 seconds. Okay, so that proved to be a little harder to do and film at the same time, trying to hold everything. But bottom line is that this door handle actually just clips in. It's just these two retainers. So really, when you have the door handle or the door panel in your hands like this, you can literally just push it through that hole. And then all of your connective stuff, she had three things on the door handle, which would include the up and down, the door locks, and the so the door locks, the window lock, and then also your windows. All there connect. Those are simple, just click and pull out situation. This is your mirror controls and all of that. So those are all just simple clicks and pull out. Just be careful on not put any weight on them. You don't want to pull the connections out of their terminals there. So anyway, I've gone ahead and pulled this out. This is the area that we're going to be working on. We're going to be replacing this guy right here. So we're going to have to take out these and then try to slide that in. But you know, I just want you to kind of see this is, and you know, maybe really at the end of the day, this is all I have to work on, because this thing is what's giving me a problem. You can see just how sticky that is. It just takes a ton to pull up. So before I go replace that door actuator, the whole actuator, I'm going to kind of follow this down and see if I don't have something mechanically kind of obstructing that. So give me just a second, I'll see if I can't diagnose what's going on there. Okay, so I couldn't find anything wrong with that, so I'm guessing it's something actually in the actuator itself. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off. This is a T25 star tip. That one seems to be a little stripped out. So fun times there. I'll see if I can't get that one. Let's see. I might have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to play with that one for just a second. Give me a second. Okay, so there's enough teeth in that I think I can still work it. But one thing you can do is to get the best bit you have. So I've got pretty much a brand new T25, so no worn edges, and I'm going to hammer it in where it lined up. And then main thing is just put a lot of pressure on this so it doesn't have a way to back out and then go slow. Instead of coming at it real fast, try to come at it slow. So if that doesn't work, and that worked, so you can see I definitely can't do that many more times. There's hardly any left, but that's just a trick. Pound it in there and then go slow coming out. So that worked. Now I'm going to move towards getting this guy out here. Okay, so after I got this out, and I'm going to show you how I did that, but after I got this out, you can tell that is definitely not right. There's very sticky, so something inside there. So I was right for thinking I needed to replace it. But yeah, it's definitely in that, and I wish they would, you know, break this apart so you could just buy that, but nonetheless, that's what we had to do. So anyway, it's a little bit of a trick. You do have quite a bit of space in here, but one thing I recommend that you do is put a light back in here, and I used my favorite headlamp, that Night Buddy, and as you can see, what that does is that just illuminates everything back there, so you can really see what you need to do with your hand wise. So you have these as viewing ports, and your hands can kind of go back in here and reach back there and disconnect and do that. So ultimately you have you know, these things that you need to reconnect to the new one, some plugs and all of that, but none of that should be too hard. We're going to try to video as much of that as we can. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is hook up the actual door inside part, the door opener here. So that's what's connected to this end, and this one's fairly straightforward. Really, you just feed this guy right in like that, and then that goes in there. And then the front of that clips in to this, goes in the front, and then you got a slot for this, which is going to help hold the cable in place. And that's just a pressure fit. And you try to get that seated in there, and you have to kind of get the thing lined up. So you got this little clip that you're trying to get lined up in there, so you kind of just make sure you get that, and then it's just a pressure fit. So you're trying to get this through that, and just like that. So once it's seated, it'll clip in there nice and tight, like that. So that's the first thing. Second thing you want to do is back in here, you have two pieces. One that's coming from the door handle outside. So you can see that. See if I can move that here. Yeah, let's see what you can see there. Can you see it in there or not? Back in here. Yeah, well, I don't know if you can see that. Probably at the end of my fingers here. Let's try that. Yep. Knock the camera all sideways, and then I think I zoomed way the heck in. So let's unzoom that. But right here, this piece is what's dangling from above. You can see the threaded part. That goes down in this green clip. And so you're gonna have to get that, everything kind of situated. And you know, that's, as that goes up and down, that's what, when you clip onto that and hold on to it, that's what opens and closes it from the outside. So anyway, so that's an important part there. And I've got to get that hooked up. So I'm coming at that from this angle here. I'm gonna have to move the camera real quick. Okay, and I kind of found that going in, it just makes sense to just kind of go in almost in the direction you're gonna go in. You're gonna go past this so that it goes in. So now it goes in straight like that. That's what goes against, yeah, this is what goes up against the wall. And you know, if you stay along that path, you can actually get it in there fairly straightforward. And then it just kind of goes. Now, I'm not gonna seat it just yet, because you do need a little bit of play to get everything in there. But I would like to get that the outside clamp in first, and let's see if I can hold that. There we go. Now I had it and then I lost it. It might help to pull that door handle. Well, that actually goes the wrong way, but there we go. Okay, so now I get it kind of lined up. And I don't know. Let me see if you can. I'm gonna hold the camera for just a second, and then I'll go back to working. But you can see how I've got that, get that light in there better. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what I'm trying to get to is get my hand, and I'm blocking out the light to do that. Okay. Let's bring the light up top here where I had it before. Let's put that light coming down. Let's see how that does. Yeah, I'm screwing with the light more than working on the door. Probably good to have a clip-on light here, wouldn't it? Oh, there it goes. That's not bad either, though. All right, so yeah, you can see that green clip back there, and when I actuate the door here, you can see what I'm trying to line up. So those two have to line up. I'll come back to it as soon as I get it connected. Okay, so you know, it does take a little bit of work. You have to kind of fish your hand around in there to do it, and you know, ultimately get things lined up, and you can test them kind of manually before you button everything back up. But you want to just make sure that works, and then obviously the handle on this side, got to make sure you know that works. And I think we're good. Yeah, okay, yep. There we go. I didn't see that bounce up, but yeah, test things manually before you go too crazy putting it all back together. And then, since you took some of this rubber cement kind of stuff off to get this up, I'm just going to use a couple of pieces of this two-sided tape. I find that this stuff is really effective. It's darn near permanent, so you don't need a lot of it. I'm just going to put some in the corners here, you know, like right where they had some of that glue, like right there, and probably just right there. So put a piece of it there, and then maybe somewhere down here. Just again, I don't need a lot, and this black stuff is really just to help dust from getting inside the cab. So you know, that's really, you know, just seals off stuff and quiets things down. The more stuff you have between you and the road, the quieter the ride is. And so, you know, whether or not that helps with that, I just know it was there, and I'm gonna put it back basically. And again, this red two-sided tape, once you smash it in there, give it a day or two to adhere, it definitely goes on there. And the only problem with it is getting a piece of it to start. And I've mutilated that piece, but there's a corner I can deal with right there. So yeah, let's get that exposed, just like that. Okay, that one might already be ready. Yeah, so we're gonna try that and see how that holds. Smash it in there really good. And I got a feeling that, you know, you come back to that next time you have to do it, and that'll be a good, nice held on piece right there. So, all right, I'm gonna start putting the panel back on, test that door lock real quick, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, all right, so getting this door panel back on, it's gonna be helpful to take this little piece out, and I'll show you once I get it back on, but you kind of got to go above this and then come back down, and then you got to catch the different loops. So first thing is to get that fed in there. So see, I got that going. Before I get too far, I want to make sure that my other pieces are in. Now I'm good up top. I'm going to peek down low real quick, make sure we're in, and you should be able to see screw holes, which I do. And the only thing I got to mess up on here is I lost my wires, and that was a rookie mistake. Let me see if I can gently, without undoing everything. There we go. Get that. Now let's see. I didn't lose that top one there. Didn't lose that. Okay. All right. So perfect. So now I've got that in, and I've just grabbed my wires here, and so I pulled these out. So again, what I was showing you was it's actually a little easier to, you know, pull these out, and then you can kind of just line up your cables, your bundles all at one time and get them back in. So you're blind otherwise, and there's, you know, again, some guys are really good at that. I'm not bad at it, but if I don't have to do it, I don't. And let's just see, getting that back in there. And that one's wanting to give me a little, let's see which way them, yeah, it goes like that. Looks like that's bent up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now that that's in, this back piece goes in first. You get again the seat, clip it in, you're good there. Now, I took this little escutcheon off, which was, you know, just enough to slide over that, and then it just presses in. So that little escutcheon, getting that out of there gives you a bigger hole to feed your deal through. So now it's just a matter of putting the screws back in reverse, and I've got those in here somewhere. So, all right. Okay. You recall I put the big ones back in here. There's a small one for the bottom. And then let's go down there real quick. Get that in. Down low here. Okay, one. There's the second small one for this side. Back here. Okay. And then big one for the body. Change our nut driver here. I like the magnetic ones. They do make a difference. Okay, and then actually I think that's reversed, because that, yeah, this one's got to go down there, the big washer. This one's got to be more flush. Okay, a little trim piece. Let's see, yeah, I'm gonna go like that. Okay, and then one last trim piece. And okay, so it should be good there. Okay, and that's what we were looking for. Got the thing all hooked back up and down, up and down. Perfect. That's what was not happening on a regular basis. So let's go ahead and lock it and shut the door. Okay, of course we're locked out. I'll put in my code. And boom. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so there you go. Driver's side door, actuator, power lock, and everything replaced. Not too terrible of a job. Obviously, the toughest part is to do everything right behind here with not really any sight. So again, the recommendation is to put a light back there. Use the peering holes that you can look through at it from above, and do your best to manipulate everything without breaking it. So anyway, guys, I hope you like watching this. If you like our channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Got tons of do-it-yourself projects that you can check out, mainly solar, and then also some camping type off the grid stuff if you want to check it out. So anyway, hopefully catch you next time on Jeff's Gadgets, Gears, and Goodbyes.